3 nice guy behaviors that will ruin your marriage and your life if you don't get on top of these. And the fact that you're watching this, you probably already identify as a nice guy. So you've felt the experience of how this has been playing out. And what I want to introduce you to, if you haven't seen this before in my other channels, my other videos, is you are not a nice guy. Stop using that phrasing. A part of you is a nice guy. If you want to go deeper into that, go check out my video, How to Stop Being a Nice Guy. But in this video, I want to go through the 3 behaviors that are absolutely killing the respect, the polarity, the connection in your marriage, but more importantly, in yourself. Because after being a reactive nice guy and almost destroying my marriage, I now help men outgrow the nice guy patterns and lead their lives with grounded presence. So I know what these traits are like to experience both internally and in a marriage. And I know they absolutely suck. Your wife is sick of them. You are sick of them. And there's probably a level of confusion too, because most of these come from the stance of, I'm trying to be a good husband. I'm trying to be a good man. Isn't this what good men, good providers, good husbands do? But no, it's not. And not because you're a bad man, but just you weren't initiated. You grew up with systems that help you to stay loved and validated, and that's what got you here. But that's beside the point of this video. The first one that is destroying your marriage and your self-respect is the level of indecision. It is driving your wife fucking crazy. And from a lower level, a higher level, I guess, technically, what this is doing is giving her back the control. And I don't mean control as in like domination, but a healthy marriage, a healthy male and female relationship is based on masculine energy and feminine energy. One is structure and direction. One is love, emotion, flow. Like one builds the structure of the house. One fills the house with life, right? Think of it that way. Now, decision is a masculine trait. And every time you say, I don't care, babe, up to you, whatever you want, I'm easy. You are saying, here is my masculinity. You take over. You make the decisions, you make the choices, and you decide. Now, I know from personal experience in those moments, well, subconsciously, I was thinking, well, if she gets her way, if she gets to choose, then that will make her happy. If she gets to have what she wants, if she gets her way all the time, then that would make her happy. But it doesn't, because her way, the way that she really wants, is for me to make a decision so she can follow. I lead, she follows, she can relax, instead of her having to make all the plans and make all the decisions. Now, that indecision is often stemmed from fear of getting it wrong, these subconscious or these parts of us that learned making a decision exposed us to not being loved, to rejection, to abandonment, to whatever else. Working on those parts is massively going to help this. But first of all, knowing that this indecision is going to erode your marriage from the inside out. If you want to change that, start making micro decisions. Again, go back to the other video, how to stop being a nice guy if you want to go deeper into these parts. But from a surface level standpoint, just remove, I don't care, up to you from your phrasing vocabulary. Little things like, what are we going to do on the weekend? What are we going to have for dinner? When's our next date night? Where are we going to go? Make a decision. Be proactive in the plan. And instead of what I used to do, would say like, here's how about this? What do you think? And then maybe she would say no. She would kind of challenge my decision or my leadership. And then I would go back to, fine, whatever you want, up to you, you pick. I was just trying to do this, and get frustrated about it. Not helpful. Consider that as a slight bit of pushback as to your leadership. Not because she wants you to fail, but if she's been leading this whole time, she's been making the decisions, she wants proof that you can handle it, right? In your business, if you've just promoted someone, you're not just going to give them free rein and be like, here, good luck. You're like, here's the work. Show me you're working. Show me that you can do it properly. And then I can trust you to do it. That's what she's doing here. So when we provide that direction, hey, babe, we're going to Thai 7 o'clock on Saturday night, be ready at 6, and then we'll leave. How does that feel for you? How does that feel for you? that allows her to say, yes, that feels great. I love it. Or no, that doesn't feel good. I don't feel like Thai. I already have this, or I can't be bothered going out, whatever the thing is. And then that allows you to then navigate. Oh, if it's just Thai, how about Italian? How about Mexican? How about sushi? Whatever. You can then pivot and then keep going whilst providing the calm direction. Not forceful, not dominating, but just pivoting, just gentle direction. And also, if one of your fears around making decisions is rejection and taking it personally, by the phrasing, how does that feel for you? Thai doesn't, in the question, how does Thai feel for you? Thai doesn't feel good. What she's saying no to, what she's saying doesn't feel good is Thai, is that option for dinner. It has nothing to do with you. She's not rejecting you as a man. She's not rejecting you as her husband. She's not, it's nothing personal. And so again, we're creating separation between us personally and then this decision. That allows you to keep moving without getting taken back, getting reactive, getting frustrated. That was a game-changing mental shift for me personally. The second one is the people-pleasing, putting not just your wife's needs ahead of yours, but everybody else's. And she's probably even frustrated with it as well, how much you put external people's needs ahead of the family's, saying yes to helping friends, yes to helping family, and then now it intrudes on family time. It intrudes on like the weekend time, on her plans, on everything else, because you've committed to things that you already had other plans to, that you didn't want to, that you already had agreed to her that you were going to do something because you didn't know how to say no. And so the difference again in this people pleasing is nothing wrong with doing things for other people. That's fine. It's when it's at the cost, it's at the detriment to you, to your family, to your supposed other priorities. That also shows a lack of boundaries, what that deeper is. And if you don't have boundaries, it makes it really hard for her to lean on you, to feel safe with you, to trust you, to respect you, because your boundaries are this high. Anyone can just walk all over them. But by having a no, by having things that you won't do, by being organized, by being firm on what you want to do, why you want to do it, and not letting other people push you over, allows her to feel safe that you can handle things and not feel like she has to manage everything and oversee everything and then be the ruler of the house, essentially. And then the third one, and this was a massive one. This really confused me. And when I read about this, it just blew my mind on how much I was actually doing this. And this is the covert contracts. This is killing your intimacy. It's killing your connection. And it's ultimately creating more distance than anything else in your relationship. And the covert contract is doing one thing whilst having a secret agenda in return. So I used to do this, and a lot of men would do this, would give the back rub, would cook dinner, would do a chore, would do something else in the hope that it leads to intimacy, in the hope that it leads to, play in the bedroom, to brownie points, to something else, but not communicating that. And then getting frustrated when they get shut down, when she says no, when she says she doesn't feel like it, and then almost having a tantrum. And the frustrating part, the tantrum element of that is ultimately not because she said no, but because the nice guy got called out on his manipulative behavior. And that one stings the most. And then you play this out long enough, and you know what happens? Women are very intuitive. They can sniff that bullshit. So she will start to recognize, he's only giving me a massage because he wants sex. He's only doing this because he wants something. He wants a favor later. He wants me to do this. And then soon she's going to start saying no to all that. No to the foot rubs, no to the other things, no to the other things, because she can see where it leads. And now, think of all the things that you had in the infancy of your relationship. The touching, the kissing, the caressing, the teasing, the playfulness that, sure, sometimes it led to the finale, but not always. But how much more of a spring did it put in your step? How much more fun did it make your days and your interactions by just having that flirtiness, that teasiness, and knowing that it could be just that without it having to lead to anything else, without the pressure of it going anywhere else. What would it be like if you return that back to your relationship? If you guys could just make out because you felt like it and then go about the rest of your day, or just tease each other, a touch here, a caress there, a flirty look or comment, and know that, nah, that's it. Just enjoy it for what it is. Instead of every time you get a hint of something sexual or an invitation and then pouncing on it and then destroying the moment, creating more pressure than anything else. And that sucks because it drives more and more distance between you guys, and it gets more frustrating as well, especially if you haven't had any awareness or labels to this before, because it feels very confusing. You almost forget how to initiate. You're confused why there's this gap and why no one wants anything, and it's annoying. One of the things that really helped me in this space, and I'll share this now, so I hope it helps you, is being completely transparent about this. And to be clear, not everyone should have this conversation. Not everyone is ready for this conversation, because this conversation can do more harm than good if it's not executed properly and if you don't mean it. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And the conversation is complete another ownership. Ownership of these covert contracts. Ownership of the manipulative behavior to get sex, to get things in return. Seeing that, owning it, and recognizing that even if she hasn't consciously thought it, you can feel that she's pulled back, that she's felt that pressure too. And that's not the relationship that you want to have. And so then your commitment is to then create moments where there is no follow through. Usually I'm a big man of being impeccable with your words, so there's follow through on everything. But moments that go no further. Being able to actually just give her a genuine back rub or foot massage and be like, cool, I'm glad you feel relaxed. I'm going to go have a shower. Or here's the thing, I did it for you because I love you and I hope you enjoy it. That's it. No expectation of return, nothing else. And that's it. And there will be tests in that. She's going to maybe test to see how much you truly believe what you said. And now this doesn't mean taking sex off the table forever. It simply means no pressure for things to go further. No, I'm doing this because I want this in return. Or if you are doing it with that intention, being able to say, hey, this is what I want to do later tonight. I'm happy to give you this. How does that feel for you? Can it be a maybe? We'll talk about it afterwards. But being crystal clear on that. And I promise you, the level of trust, the level of respect, the level of ease that then enters the relationship, because there's no guessing. Oh, what does he want this time? Or no pressure or anticipation from you in wanting this return or trying to force something that's not there. Will massively change how you show up, how you're received, and then the energy within your marriage. So if you feel like you're a nice guy, if you feel like you've been showing up in this way, change these 3 behaviors. If you want to go deeper into the nice guy traits, go and check out my other video, How to Stop Being a Nice Guy, and it'll break that down in much more detail to give you a blueprint on how to evolve out of this for good. Not just more masks or habits that you need to incorporate, but actually for life, how to outgrow these nice guy traits. With that, hope this has been helpful. If you're a wife watching this, go and share this with your man as well, so he can understand how these are playing out, so he has some awareness to this, so he's not trying to figure it out on his own. And I know when I was in that space, it was frustrating. I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know where to start, what to do. So share this with him, not from a point of blame, but from a point of, I want us to be better. We can both see this can be better, and this is what's playing out, and this is what we can do about it.